Good morning, everybody. It's Mrs. Delbenny, and today, because we are doing art and we're talking about fruits and vegetables and fish and meat and all the foods that we eat to keep our bodies healthy, I thought I would do something called a still life. So we talked about this earlier in the year. Remember, we learned about different famous artists. This is when we learned about named Cezanne, and he used to do lots of still lifes where he would paint things that basically don't move, they're still. So what I've done this morning is I have made a little still life of fruit. And I tried to find as many different colored fruits as I could so we can paint sort of a rainbow. So I have a red apple, I have purple grapes, a yellow lemon, a green lime, an orange clementine, and some blue blueberries. Okay, so I have a plate that I'm going to use as my palette, and I decided to use paint. You can use anything you want, and actually later on I'm going to ask the rest of my family to do their own versions of this still life so that you can see that when you look at something and you paint it or you draw it or you color it, everyone's art shouldn't look like everybody else's. It should be yours, and you should do it exactly the way you see it or the way you want to see it. Okay, but I decided to use paint today, so I put a little bit of blue, a little bit of yellow, a little bit of green, a little bit of red, and later on we're going to have to make orange and purple. Okay, so I'll have to remember what colors we need to make those. But first, let's have a look at our still life. So I like to start with a pencil. So I see that the plate that they're on, if you can see it, is the shape of a circle, right? So I drew a little circle on my paper. Now I'm going to have a look at what's on the plate. I see sort of a round apple that's pretty big. And then I see in front of that, there's a yellow lemon. It's a little bit smaller. Next to the apple in the back a little bit, I see an orange. And in front of that, I see an oval-shaped lime. And then in the front, I see some little circles that are the blueberries. And on top of the apple are some purple grapes. And again, you guys can do this any way you want. I decided I'm going to start with some little pencil lines, and then we'll go from there. This is what I have so far. And I like to take my marker and do a little bit of an outline. But that's just me. In the background, you know what I'm listening to? I got a new Handwriting Without Tears CD. Yes, a CD, which dates me a little bit, I know, but it's got lots of great songs on it about learning, about shapes, about numbers. So I can't wait to play it for you. But there's nothing I like better on a rainy day than doing art projects at home. Okay. All right. So I made my basic shapes for my fruit. I'm going to start painting them. All right, so we know that we need yellow for our lemon, right? I'm going to erase some of my lines so they don't show up as much. So, and does anyone remember what we use our white paint for? If we think a color's a little bit too dark, we can always add some white to make it a little bit lighter, right? So I'm going to put a little white in the middle of my palette so that I can mix it in if I need to. I have little popsicle sticks, but you can use whatever you want. So I'm going to put a little bit of white in with my yellow for my lemon, because I see that the lemon has a little bit of white in it as well. Okay, so let's start there. You guys all had a good weekend. It was a rainy day yesterday for sure. But I put on my yellow raincoat and I went out for a walk in my boots. And it got a little bit wet, but it really was nice. Okay. Here's my lemon. Next up, what you can do is you can use your plate to kind of clean your paintbrush a little bit if you're using a paintbrush, but again, you use whatever you want. This time, because my paintbrush just rolled in the red, I guess I'm going to do my apple. But I can see in my apple it's got some other colors on it too. It's got a little bit of green and a little yellow. So let's see what we can do for our I'm going to add a little bit of yellow and green. Now, when I was little, there used to be a man on TV, and his name was Bob Ross. And he used to do the most amazing paintings. And he would say that he was going to paint things like happy little trees. And he would paint mountains, and it would literally seem like these things came out of nowhere. The next thing you knew, you had an amazing painting. And guess what? Bob Ross even had a pet squirrel. That is a fact. All right, so I am going to keep working on my still life. I hope that this gave you some ideas and maybe you'll want to try one of your own. And when it's finished, I will definitely show everybody how mine came out. We'll see. And then, like I said, I'm going to ask Mr. Delbenny and Ami and Elsa to paint or draw or color or do whatever they want to the same still life of fruit. And we'll see how ours look the same and how they look different. See you later.